I'm going to give the YouTubers who are at Frank analysis level and under more of a showing. So here is R.M. Brown. R.M. Brown, he said the Jimmy Dore AOC thing, he's got 378 views. He posted this December 21st. It's December 24th, so let's hear what R.M. Brown had to say 3 days ago.
So just some really super quick stats. We spend more on healthcare than any other country in the world. We get worse results. 87 or more, I think it's maybe even 89% of Democrats support Medicare for all. Almost half of Republicans, who are supposed to be ideologically opposed to the very saying the word Medicare for all, are in support of it, which means...
That is incredible. So 46% of Republicans are for Medicare for all, 87% of Democrats are for Medicare for all. We spend more on health care in America than everybody else in the rest of the world, and we don't have universal health care, so we spend more and get less. 72% says Fox News poll that the American people, 72% of the American people want Medicare for all, says a Fox News poll. Game over. Game over.
Which means 69% of Americans want Medicare for all. Whew, that's like game over. Like
exactly. R.M. Brown is 100% right about that. Here's Kamala Harris campaigning for somebody in the Georgia election, Warnock and Ossoff. This is the beginning of a speech. 2020 is difficult.
You know, people making jokes about 2020, like, we want this thing to be over. But you know what? As far as I'm concerned, Georgia, Columbus, 2020 ain't over until January 5th. That's when 2020 will be over. That's when we'll get this thing done. Because as you know, everything is at stake when it comes to the need to elect Reverend Raphael Warnock, to elect John Ossoff, to elect Daniel Blackman. Everything is at stake. Everything that was at stake in November is at stake leading up to January 5th. Look at what's happening right now in this state. We're looking across the country at so much devastation. People who have lost family members, lost time being able to...
All right, yeah, times are tough. Okay, so what are we talking about right now? Ilhan Omar, oh my God. Oh my God. Ilhan Omar tweeted out this 3 hours ago. Today's Christmas Eve, so Merry Christmas Eve to me. Frontline workers have been putting their health and safety at risk for over 9 months. They have kept our country running. They should get the vaccine first. Wait, that's not... Wait. She did post that, but here Ryan Knight is taking credit for another post she had posted, which implies the same strategy. Ilhan Omar, 2 hours ago. Support for this has tremendously grown since you last supported this at Speaker Pelosi. The current House bill for single-payer has more sponsors than the 1993 bill. Let's bring it up for a vote. Healthcare access expansion is the Dems' most popular policy, and we need to fight for it. Ilhan Omar, oh my God, she just said force the motherfucking vote. Ryan Knight says, thank you, Ilhan Omar, for supporting our campaign to force the vote on Medicare for all. Fantastic. Fantastic. Fan-motherfucking-tastic. So the idea is H.R. 1384, Pramila Jayapal, Pramila Care, going to push H.R. 1384. If Pelosi doesn't vote for it, then Pelosi steps the fuck down. Ilhan Omar is yes on force the vote. Who is going to replace Nancy Pelosi? People want to say, is it going to be Kevin McCarthy? Are you just going to give it to the Republicans? Get the fuck out of here. It's Hakeem Jeffries. We're going to give it to Hakeem Jeffries. Now, Ilhan Omar is on the side of force the vote. We got about, 15, 16 progressives here who I have not heard speaking out on being in favor of force the vote. You have AOC, Rashida Tlaib. Where are they at? Ilhan Omar knows that we need to force the vote. Does AOC and Rashida? What about Rashida voted against this, boondoggle of a bill, so, good on her. Ayanna Pressley, Rokana, Pramila Jayapal, Mark Pocan. These are progressives. Have they committed to force the vote? Have they committed to Medicare for all? I know that Mondare Jones believes in the Green New Deal. I know that Mondare Jones believes in instant runoff voting, $15 minimum wage campaign, finance reform, universal child care, and $2,000 payments for this COVID crisis. So I would assume he's probably in favor of Medicare for all. Is he ready to stand up for it now? What about Raul Jalva? I know Lauren Boebert ain't going to do shit. That's my representative. She's trying to go along with the coup d'etat. Jesus fucking Christ. It's not even a soft coup d'etat. It's fucking obvious. Barbara Lee, Chuy Garcia, Jamie Raskin, Katie Porter, Richie Torres. All these progressives need to commit to force the vote, and then we need to force the vote, and then get America some health care. Now, what are our chances? I think we got some great chances. Best case scenario, that Georgia election happens January 5th, 2021. That'll, get us 2 Democrats, and then that will make us, that will be 50-50 exactly. So it'll always be a tiebreaker vote. It'll come down to the wire every single time. So even if we win or lose the Georgia election, the Republicans will be up 2 or 3, which means you have to get 2 Republicans on board, which is not an impossibility. Like that guy said, 46% of the GOP are in favor of Medicare for all. So the chances, I think we can, if we get the Senate, then it almost seems inevitable, frankly. Best case scenario, we get the House, we get the Senate, and then we get Medicare for all. Best case scenario, we pass the damn thing. Worst case scenario, in terms of odds, in terms of, what are the chances of us getting it, we got the House. The Democrats should be for Medicare for all. If they're not, then, time to evolve, motherfuckers. The House, the Democrats have the House, and the Senate, like I said, if they lose the Georgia election, they'll be down 3 or 4 representatives, right? They'll be down 3 or 4. They'll need to get 2 or 3 on board. That's damn near 50-50. Both ways is damn near 50-50. So, best case scenario, it's a coin toss. And worst case scenario, it's a little bit less than a coin toss. Like 49-51% or 48-52%. So we can get it. We can get Medicare for all. We can get Medicare for all. So Ilhan Omar is on the right side of history. Just like this YouTuber, R.M. Brown. Oh, Rennie Brown. Oh, Room Brown. R.M. Brown. 633 subscribers. 378 views. Holy shit. I give this a like. And I give it a subscribe. Let's hear it.
The people have spoken. Now go in there and make it happen. You pukes working in government. So here's where
get him, R.M. Brown.
Really
you
weird,
pukes.
Real weird is despite 87% of Democrats supporting Medicare for all, barely half of Congresspeople in the House of Representatives, Democrats, support it. So 87% of the people want this. Only half of their representatives in the House support it. What? Almost like people are paying them to do a job that they're not doing. In the Senate, Democrats, it's even worse. I think it's like a third or less than a third of them support it. And
so yeah, that's not that doesn't bode well. Let's skip the 5 minutes here. Let's see what he's saying. 5:47.
I call upon all elected House members, all the members who ran on Medicare for all, and for all the members who are part of the Progressive Caucus in Congress, all the members of the squad. What we need to do now is we need to work together as a movement. What do we need? We need 15 Democrats. That's all we need. 15 Democrats to tell Nancy Pelosi that you will not vote for her as Speaker unless Medicare for all is put on the House floor for a vote.
And show us that you're not going to just fall in line with this crypt keeper. I don't know if you saw this, that when Nancy Pelosi went on that James Corden show, and with the ice cream, and she had the like country club sweater over her. She's just a cringe old bat, just a crypt keeper who no one likes and no one should like. So okay, so here's the explanation of this. Basically, it's not going to go anywhere. If they...
It could. You're wrong. You're wrong about that. You going to say anything interesting? This is 3 days ago, so he's probably evolved.
This old kook, this dumb old kook, Nancy Pelosi, why is she even doing this? It would humiliate her, so that's good. But then I also understood people's arguments against it.
Oh, come on, R.M. Brown.
It's not going to do anything. It's a waste of time. I also agree with that this is not AOC's fault, and she's not doing anything wrong, I don't think, because she's one of the few people who are, you know, doing anything to fight.
Blah, blah, blah. Why are you saying? Who gives a shit about this?
These people not really serving the majority.
Let's listen to Crystal Ball. Okay, R.M. Brown, that's enough of you.
So look, if you can get more, go for more. But Medicare for All is the issue where there is the most agreement between not only the Sanders left, but if you poll the Democratic Party, if you poll the country at large, this is a popular issue. Get people on the record, primary those who were pretending to support Medicare for All and don't really, or those who are just adamantly opposed, use this vote to bludgeon them, and finally demonstrate to the country and to your base that you are actually willing to fight for something that people really need and really care about right now that is being left off the table entirely by every other faction.
Look, this is really just a fight about political power. And Jimmy's like, hey, you guys got elected. You know, he's the first person, I think, to put AOC on his show. He's like, I helped you, and so that you could do something. So do it. I mean, she claims she voted against the CARES Act. No evidence of that. If you go listen to the vote, I mean, what did she really push on stimulus checks? What did her and the squad push with the CPC? I mean, so
there's Crystal Ball, who is on our side. Woo-hoo! Is there anything else I need to talk about? Ilhan Omar is on our side. The other progressives need to get on board. Actually, the rest of the country need to get on board, and then we need to pressure your representative, my representative, all of our representatives. I have no idea how to get Lauren Boebert on board. She's a right-wing psycho, so it's there's no chance. I guess we have to run against her. We gotta run a good progressive populist against Lauren Boebert. Oh man, where in the hell are we gonna find a progressive populist in Colorado where the marijuana is legal? You would think there'd be somebody on the western slopes. Somebody on the western slopes got to be a progressive populist who gives a damn about the poor people in Castilla and the poor people in working class and Pueblo. Somebody's got to give a goddamn. Right? Anyways.